Good morning. It is Monday, November 14th. It's like 7:30 in the morning, so I just woke up, so excuse the hot mess. I just took my ovulation test, and it is a super strong positive today, which means that it is officially trigger day. So I'm going to inject this little injection into me. As you can see, the needle's not very big. I just opened it up, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to prep the area. And I'm just gonna pick a spot on my belly. So like right there works. And pinch. And 1, 2, 3. Poke. And inject. And then I'm just gonna put my finger over it for a second and hold off. And that's all there is to it. What day is it?
It's insemination day.
All right, guys, we're back, and today was IUI day. So, where do we want to start?
Well, why don't you start with leading up to today?
Okay.
Like all your side effects and symptoms.
Good idea. So as we talked about in our last video, I had taken Clomid for a few days, and the side effects of that were pretty intense for me, as far as like physical side effects. Like I had a lot of extra bloating and water weight, which was not fun. And then I also had some like, what would I call it? I was like extra hormones, like I was a little extra hormonal for a few days, a little more irritable, a little more sensitive, that sort of stuff. And then yesterday I did my trigger shot, and the side effects that I had with that was just a lot of cramping last night. So I did the shot around 7:30 a.m. and then around probably like 5 or 6 I started to get really bloaty, and then last night I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning with some pretty heavy cramping, which are all good signs. Means that I was ovulating and getting ready for today. So it's like 10 o'clock now. We just left the fertility clinic, and they did the IUI, so now we are officially in the 2-week wait.
Yeah, sidebar, her cramps really affected me as well. Like I woke up and I was cramping really hard this morning, which is totally unusual for me. I usually don't cramp at all when I'm ovulating or even on my period. So that was kind of unique, to share the pain and to feel kind of what she was going through.
And we are on the same cycle, so I think like your body was ovulating, just you were having like sympathy cramping because you normally don't.
With all the extra hormones, my body was like, what's going on?
There's so many hormones around me.
But yeah, we just left, literally.
We're still in the parking lot.
So we went and we decided that we were going to do IUI in the office.
Yes.
There's, you could do it at home or however, wherever, I guess. You don't have to do it at home.
Yeah.
It's either in office or wherever you choose to do it.
In the car.
In a field, I don't know.
The beach.
But we decided that it was going to be best for us to do it in the office for a couple of reasons. One was that I have actually already gone through this process with my ex-wife, and I had such a positive experience. I had a positive experience with doing it in the office and with the employees in this office in particular, that I expressed to Jess that I'd really like to do it again in the office if she was comfortable with that. So that was one of the reasons. 2 is there's a tad bit more chance.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a higher percentage chance if you do it in an office, just because it's much more like controlled.
And they know what they're doing.
They do it every single day, whereas like if we were to try to do it at home, we've never done it. We don't know what the hell we're doing. And there's a lot more room for error, basically. But also in clinic, they're able to like thaw the sample and look at it and see that the sperm are actually moving and count how many there are. And when you're at home, like it's not as controlled because you get a tank and you thaw it out yourself and you just kind of go. So it could not be thawed properly. There's just too much room for error, right. And we don't want to take that chance. So we chose to do in office. There wasn't any, I guess for us, like there's not any like romantic part of this process that was important to us to like do it at home, just the two of us, and her be the one to like get me pregnant. Like that wasn't important to us. Like we just wanted to take as much error out as possible and give ourselves the best chance.
Right, and that brings us to reason number 3 why we did it in the office is that I am notorious for being goofy and for just being a human. What would be the word?
You are clumsy AF.
Clumsy AF. So,
She would have knocked it over.
I could just imagine. Actually, a couple of weeks ago, I was trying to give our rat some medicine, and it was in a syringe. And I thought I was being clever and getting like the air bubble out of it, and I shot it. There was no air bubble, so I just shot all the medicine right into my eye. And I think that's why I got a sty in it, to be honest. Probably, you can maybe see it. But just imagine me doing that with the sperm at home. Like, that would be terrible.
Sperm's not cheap.
Yeah, so I'm too clumsy to try to do it. As Jess said, there's no romance. Like, I'd be too goofy. I'd be like, hey, I'm gonna get pregnant. And it was just, we decided what was best for us was to do it in the office. And our doctor is fantastic. It's not awkward or any type of feelings like that.
No. It's very comfortable. They're very, very friendly. Again, they do this like every day. Today was actually really busy in there too. There's a lot of people in there.
It was busy.
And I know that right now with COVID being such a big thing, that we are very lucky that the clinic that we're going to allows Kately to come back with me for everything. I know that there's a lot of couples out there that are trying, and that their clinics and their doctors are only letting the partner that is actually getting pregnant back in the room. So we're just really lucky that they are allowing her in with me for all of this. So she was able to like hold my hand and be there for the whole process and procedure, which, by the way, the procedure does not hurt. It's basically like a pap smear.
Mm-hmm.
So the most uncomfortable part is when they put the little speculum in. Other than that, you don't really feel anything. It's done in like 20 seconds, and then you just sit there for a good 10 minutes before you're allowed to leave.
So, how we're feeling? Feelings leading up, during, right now?
Me?
Yeah.
I guess leading up to, I've been really, really excited. I don't think it really like hit me that like we were really doing this until I did the trigger shot yesterday. Like I knew we were doing it, obviously, like we were prepping. I've been taking ovulation tests, but like I've been tracking for the last like 3 or 4 months anyway. So up until I did the trigger shot, it kind of just felt like I was doing everything that I've been doing the last few months. Even with like the Clomid, like I just took it at the same time as like I took my normal vitamins and stuff. So it wasn't anything that I was really doing differently. It was just adding 2 pills into what I was already taking. So up until I did the trigger shot, it really just kind of felt like normal. And then I did that yesterday, and it was just like, oh my God, like we're really doing this. Like we're gonna have a baby. And then I just got really, really excited. And I had a nice relaxing day yesterday, and I had a couple little like spiritual experiences where I was just like reflecting, I guess, on my life and realizing like this is happening and manifesting it, and just really happy.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of meditating and like Jess said, manifesting it and visualizing it and speaking it into existence. We've been saying like, we are having a baby, you are going to be pregnant, which is really positive and important. For me, it is a little bit of a different experience just because I have gone through this before, and I think Jess and I are going to do solo videos in a couple of weeks just to go into what our feelings are, not necessarily as a couple, but individuals, because we both have very different experiences and feelings about this whole process. Just in the sense that I've already done it, there's a lot of positive and not necessarily negative feelings, but just fear, scared, anxious feelings with...
I don't think you mentioned that it stuck and then didn't.
Yeah. I did not mention that. So my previous marriage, when I went and did this process, we actually ended up getting a positive pregnancy, and she was pregnant for about 2 months, and then we lost the baby. So I have a tattoo, little baby Zorian. I didn't even get to hear the heartbeat, so that was really rough. Didn't know if it was a boy or a girl, but I'm almost positive it was a boy. So with experiencing that, this whole process with Jess is extremely different, obviously, than how she's processing it. Like, she's, for many reasons,
I've never been through anything like this. So.
Yeah, she hasn't. She's never tried. So, and she's the one getting pregnant. I'm just a supporting little partner. So we have very different experiences. But yeah, so there's a lot of fear and anxiety and just anxious feelings and almost PTSD type feelings that I'm having to go through. But I am extremely grateful that I'm going through them with Jess, because she's the greatest partner and my best friend, and I know that no matter what, I can get through anything with her. But
I love you.
past all the sad stuff, I'm really excited. Like, up in the room, it was a mixture of excitement and anxiousness. I'm feeling, I don't want to say better now, because I wasn't feeling bad. I'm just feeling more comfortable now in the car. Still kind of weirdish type feelings up in the office just with everything, and not bad or negative, just, I don't know how to explain it. Just, if you know, you know, right? If you
Whirlwind
know,
of emotions.
But I'm excited. These are going to be a long 14 days.
Yes, we cannot test for 14 days. A lot of people start testing really early, but because I did the trigger shot, it's actually like a pregnancy hormone shot. So if I were to go test right now, like, it could come up positive, even though it's not. And, like, I know that right now because obviously, like, things are still swimming around in there and trying to meet up and stick.
So gross.
But yeah, so the trigger shot kind of, like, stays in your system for almost a full 2 weeks. So she said, our doctor said at the very earliest for us to not test until 12 days. But she advised us to wait till exactly 14 days and then we can test. So I guess over the next 2 weeks, we'll just kind of update, like, if I start feeling anything. Like you said, we can do our little individual videos just talking about, like, how each of us is feeling individually. And just kind of keep you guys updated on the journey and how we're feeling.
Journey of a baby.
Journey of a baby.
Hopefully 2.
Hopefully 2. We're hoping for twins. I had 2 good follicles on my left side, so.
I think that's it for today.
Yeah.
So,
thanks for watching, and we look forward to sharing more.
bye.
Bye.
Fun fact, sperm is actually clear. I did not know that. Pornhub does not teach you that sperm is clear.
Oh my God. I'm editing that out.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. That's going in the little blooper reel. I'm cutting it out. Goofball.
For our kids that are watching this, don't get on Pornhub. It's not a real thing. I'm just kidding.
What am I gonna do with you?
Okay,